Let's talk about CowProfit's error log. The error log is an automatic system that can identify some but not all of the errors you might have made anytime during your analysis or during your data entry. It's only activated when you run a report. So until you run a report, you won't see the system at all. But as soon as you go to run a report and there are errors, you'll get an error message that looks pretty much like this. You can click OK and carry on to the report, but it will also show up in your report. And in this case, it looks like we forgot to allocate something in the pasture enterprise. So it gives you an idea of what the error is and gives you an idea about how to find it. So let's now move on to the next slide. And here is apparently what we did in the pasture enterprise. We forgot to put in the allocations for pasture, either for the cows or the feeders. And so it also shows up in the error log tab on the main menu of CowProfits. And if you click on that, after you've run a report that has errors, you'll find the entry here in the error log. Note that it won't show up here in the error log until you've run a report. So now let's take a look at the program and see if we can follow that through. So if we're here in CowProfits and we go to run a report, and in this case we'll run a livestock report, and it runs clean. There's no error message. So we don't think we've made any obvious errors. But let's now go back and engineer an error. Let's go to the pasture enterprise. Let's put a 0 here in place of a 1, meaning that we haven't allocated this home quarter pasture to any of the livestock groups. So now if we go and run a report, the first thing we get is an error message saying we have problems. Now if we click OK and we continue on, a report comes up before any of the enterprise reports telling us, yes, there's that error and we created it and we know where it is. So let's close that. Before we fix the error, let's take a look at the error log and notice that it's listed here in the error log. So let's go in and correct our error. We'll put this back as a 1, meaning we fully allocated all of that quarter to the cows. And if we look at the error log now, we'll find that the error is still there because it's not taken out until we run reports again. The reports are what trigger the whole error checking system. So if we go now and click on reports and show another livestock report, it runs clean, so we've fixed our error. If we close it, we'll go to the error log and the error log is clean. So that's how the error checking system works. It won't find all the errors, but it will find a lot of the obvious ones. It works very well for forgetting to allocate items. It works very well for inventories that can be added and subtracted and checked. But it won't check all of the errors or won't find all of the errors, but it does a really good job at finding the most serious ones and the most obvious ones.